Kayak fishing or bass fishing in general seems to have an unlimited amount of accessories that you can get to go with or use in the sport. We're coming up on ICAST again, and you can imagine we're going to have a whole new batch of accessories for a bass fisherman. You know, some people say they're made to catch fishermen, not fish, but regardless, there are tons and tons of options when it comes to accessories to get you out on the water and get you fishing. But we're going to talk about which ones are worth the money, and stay tuned until the end, and I'm going to tell you a few that aren't. And we're talking specifically kayak fishing, but some of this will play into bass fishing as well. With that said, let's get right into it. These are going to be in no particular order, but first up, rain gear. I have nickel and dime myself and been cheap as far as using good quality rain gear for years, and it's bit me a few times. This last year at the Bassmaster Kayak Series Championship, it really got me. I got soaked to the bone wearing cheap rain gear, and I swore to myself I was going to go get quality gear this next go-round for the next season. And sure enough, our podcast, Kayak Bass Nation, we were able to work with and partner with Gill Fishing. I got my hands on some real high-quality rain gear. The Gill Meridian and the Gill Apex, my partner Ryan has those. The best rain gear I've ever tried out. From all accounts, from everybody that has tried it, it is fantastic. Now, it's pricey, but I'm telling you, when it's cold, wet, or just wet, and not even really that cold, investing the money in quality rain gear that won't leak and will last you for years is worth it. I'm going to link all this stuff in the description, including the rain gear itself. But if you go to Gill's website, you can use KB Nation 25 to save 25%. I'll put the code next to the link in the description and save you a lot of money on that rain gear. But whatever brand you go with, I'll recommend the Gill, but whatever brand you go with, it's worth the investment if you trust that rain gear when the bad weather comes. All right, you can't go kayak fishing without a quality PFD, especially tournament fishing. It's legally required in the tournaments and by most game and fish or Corps of Engineers places. You got to have a PFD at least in the boat, but if you're not wearing it, you're wasting your time. And investing in a quality PFD, 100% worth the money. There's some real popular ones out there. I go with the Old Town Lure Angler. I've been using that one a couple of years. Fantastic jacket. And it's not it's a foam filled jacket. I know a lot of people love the inflatables, and those are great. But are you really willing to risk your life on a cartridge firing when you need it to, whether it's manual or auto inflate? The foam ones, as long as you zip it up, if you pass out and fall in the lake, get knocked out of your boat, whatever, it's going to hold you up. I like the Lure Angler because of the way the foam is set up. It's still ventilated really well. Plenty of pockets for storage. The back's high enough to clear the seat. And I still stay plenty cool enough even in the summertime wearing that foam PFD. So PFD, spend a little extra money on that. You'll be glad you did. All right, y'all, it's summertime here in Arkansas, so I'm wearing my sunglasses all the time anyway. But you can't go kayak fishing or bass fishing without a good pair of sunglasses, not only for eye protection from anything hitting you in the eye with your fish, when you're fishing with lures, but just protection from the sun and being able to see down into the water, eliminate that glare. And you can really, really go cheap on these. I mean, you can go to any gas station and buy some spider wire glasses or even some Strike King S11s, which aren't bad for, you know, 30, 40 bucks. But I got my hands on Revo sunglasses a few years ago, and man, their website says best lenses on earth. Absolutely believe that. The clarity, the quality, and the comfort of these glasses is worth every nickel you will pay. You can get them from $150 to up to over $300, and that seems like a lot of money for a pair of sunglasses. But they're lightweight, even with the glass lenses. Their polycarbonate lenses are fantastic and don't scratch and hold up. So absolutely worth spending extra money on sunglasses. And I actually have a link to some in the description on Amazon that are only 89 bucks. I don't know how they're selling them for 89 bucks. They're typically near 200. There's a pair on Amazon for 89 bucks. If you want to try them out, get those, and if you don't like them, you can send them back. It's Amazon. But yeah, 100% recommend spending a little extra money on quality sunglasses that will last you a long, long time, protect your eyes, be comfortable, make your fishing experience better. All right, last but certainly not least, y'all, invest money in your electronics and your graph. Sure, there's plenty of anglers that can go out there and fish shallow, power fish, and not even put a graph on their boat. But if any of us have been paying attention, the trend is electronics are going to play, even if it's only in a quarter of the tournaments or half the tournaments. I invested this year in a 106 SV with the UHD 56 transducer from Garmin. Whether it's Garmin, Lowrance, Humminbird, they all make great units, but getting that higher grade unit, bigger screen, and more importantly, live scope capable, forward facing sonar capable. Even if you're not using it right now, you want the ability to make that jump if you need to. The higher resolution, more pixels, better picture, easier to see the map, all that. Invest a little extra money in your electronics. It is worth it. Now let's talk about a few things that I don't think are worth it anymore these days. Number one, let's talk about crates. I've been through every store-bought crate there is, except for the new Black Pack, the Black Pack Pro, I think it's called. I haven't got that one, but up until then, I've been through just about every iteration of crate, and I'm back to a homemade crate, and I actually like it way better. You can get a homemade crate a lot cheaper, get you a rectangle crate that holds even more gear than your typical square crate for around 20 bucks on Amazon. Rig it up however you want with PVC or rod holders, and get out of there a lot cheaper than buying the store-bought crates and get the same functionality as you would with those. I don't know hardly anyone that is paddling anymore. Everybody has motors or pedal drives. So you certainly need to carry a paddle with you, but spending $300, $400 on these carbon fiber ultra lightweight paddles that you used to be able to use when you had to paddle a kayak, absolutely not worth it. I have the Carlisle angler paddle. It's a little over 100 bucks. If you get a jam and need to paddle in, it's very durable, light enough that it won't wear you out trying to get back, but no sense in spending $200-300 on a paddle when you're pedaling or using the motor anyway. And last but not least, power poles. I might get a lot of hate in the comments for this, but I've never seen the need to add that expensive accessory on my kayak. It seems like it's going to get in the way, sticking up behind me when I'm trying to go underneath things. A lot of problems with when you add batteries and motors that have to deploy things. You're asking for some problems. You can get by with a stakeout pole and an anchor trolley for a lot cheaper and get a very similar functionality. And like I said, we're already using pedal drives and motors and everything else anyway, so it's not that hard to hold position to begin with. So there's my list, guys. I want to know what I've missed. Is there anything that you think is worth it? Put that in the comments. Anything you think is not worth it, or do you disagree with any of the things I said? Put that in the comments too. As always, I appreciate y'all watching.